Welcome, hosts Dustin, and Anna.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Barrens Hideout Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Anna.
I'm Dustin.
I'm Cosmic Horror.
I like Cosmic Horror, actually. I was very interested to see a Cosmic Horror short this week. And I mentioned short, so you know what that means, guys. It's Tales from the Barrens Time, number 9. We are almost to the big 10. We're trucking right along with these shorts. I feel like we've all kind of been re-inspired a little bit. Like, I know I have. I'm really, really digging them. I watched one last night that's not included this week, but my daughter was getting into it, and we both got scared as fuck last night watching the short. And then today, I'm going to pick it for next week. And for 10, and I was telling her today, I was like, all right, we were all hanging out, together. And I was like, all right, I got to go get prepped and watch some stuff. And she goes, short films? And I was like,
Hell yeah.
That is
yeah,
amazing.
baby, short
Hell
films.
yeah.
So she's a little interested too.
By chance, what are you wearing right now?
You got, oh my gosh, I dropped all my pens. I didn't zip the bag.
My knickknacks!
Oh, we have a lot of fun over here, don't we?
Okay, yes, I'm wearing the new Barrens Hideout shirt. Courtesy of Derek Eyeball Soup. Once again, he killed it.
Look at that thing, man.
It's
The
spiffy.
colors.
It's
It
amazing.
is sick.
And Big
Love
D, of
it so
course,
much.
pressed these for us.
Sure did.
The man, the myth, the legend.
That's
You licked them, too.
Yeah.
Gave him a little
Every
kiss
single one of them.
before he
I
shipped
gave
him
him
off.
little moochies.
Love
all-
munchies. Okay, guys, tonight we have 3 short films. Little D has brought, like we said, a cosmic horror short called It Stares Back. I'm coming in with something that really impressed me when I went down my little rabbit hole not too long ago called Terrible Things. And Dustin is coming up. He picked last this week. We were waiting. What are we watching, Big D? And he came in with one called Milk.
Miak.
Brought the dairy, baby.
The Derriere. That's a quote from it, actually, in one of the movies. Smell
That's
that
funny.
dairy
I was
air.
just watching that with Logan earlier.
Love it.
That's also a butt.
It is.
It is.
I was thinking more like dairy air, like dairy maniac. Yeah. I digress. We're going to start tonight with Little D's pick, It Stares Back. Tell us about it, Little D.
Okay, so I'm a huge fan of cosmic horror, and I think we were kind of talking about it on the previous tales, like, we thought one of the shorts maybe had like a cosmic effect to it. I was like, I want to go look to see if there's anything, not necessarily Lovecraftian, but just cosmic horror in general. And I sifted through a few of them, and I was like, that was alright, it's alright. And I was like, the title on this is crazy. It Stares Back. Okay. So...
That thumbnail, too. I was like, what are we getting into?
Oh, yeah.
What's she doing? She looking in a mirror or something?
So I started watching it. I was very intrigued. I was like, okay, it's only like, it's a little bit below 7 minutes. It's like 6 minutes. I should have brought the time down.
It's 6 minutes and 15 seconds, and I also need to mention real quick, this is the first time we've all brought a short that's under 10 minutes.
Yes.
You don't know the relief that I breathed when I seen this short film.
I know.
Because not only did you bring that 15-second short film, you brought a 30-minute short.
Yes, I did.
And I was like, please don't let this be anywhere that long. And I was like, under 7 minutes? I was like,
I'm
perfect.
down.
Don't get used to it. Don't get used to it.
Yeah.
But no, I started watching this one. I was like, this is interesting. It stares back where we're going to go. So, I got an opening shot of, woods or whatever, and then we get our main character. She's, walking towards, it's almost like a shrine thing, and she's holding an urn. She puts it down, and she starts talking about how I have been following you my entire life, and I guess the urn must have been her... significant other who passed away. We kind of
a deceased loved one.
Yeah, that we kind of gather. She's like, died a horrible death. I've been following you my entire life, and I haven't gotten anything from you. Her eyes are closed, and she's just talking into this void. and you're like, oh boy, what is this fucking thing gonna be? Like, what have you been worshiping your entire life? And it just keeps going on about her saying, just show me something, please, show me. And eventually, it cuts to get like out like space and just weird cosmic shit, and her body is just immediately like kind of like euphoric in a way, and she's like, oh, I got it finally. And then she opens up her eyes, and she must be seeing whatever this thing is in front of her. We don't really see a lot other than like the cosmic goodies, I like to call them, like things in space. And then her eyes are completely like all fucked up and white, and her face is like elongated, and it almost sounds like it's stretching out. Like she has seen something that she 100% should never have seen,
Right.
but she was demanding it because she has been devoted to whatever being this was for her entire life. And then we presume that she just dies, and then it cuts. I thought it was great. It was like straight to the point. I feel like people who are maybe religious or have some sort of something in their life that they're so devoted for can kind of relate to this in a way. Being like, I've been doing this my entire life. I have been here every day, like like a good whatever it is that you are. And then you finally see this thing, and you're like, maybe I should have never asked. That's what scares me. It's like I'm thinking of, like, if I was just devoted to something and it demanded so hard, and we don't know if maybe she caused the death of this person either. Who knows? Maybe this being was kind of talking to her, be like, "Do this, and you finally get to see me." There's things I was thinking about while watching this. I was like, "This is interesting. I like this." So yeah, that's pretty much the short, and I guess we can jump straight over to the scare
To the scare scale.
To the scare scale.
So we're gonna run right down to it. We're gonna go straight to story. I thought this had a lot of storytelling in it. I thought it was great. It was super to the point. Did not waste any time. A total 1. Let me get my calculator out. So
I got it. I'll do it.
Okay. A 1. Creature. So this is where, when I was thinking about this earlier, like, is there a creature? And we're talking about cosmic horror here. And I'm going to have to say, yes, it's whatever she was seeing in her mind. And I thought the visual effects for this was great. I don't know the budget of this film. I probably could have looked it up. But I know that this creator has a lot of short films. Matt Sears, I'm pretty sure, is his name.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
So I'm not gonna give it a full 1. I'm gonna give it a 0.75 for the liberties I think that I was taking to create this kind of atmosphere and these visuals to make you feel like you were with this person, or maybe in some sort of way your POV is the creature looking at her. There's ways you can look at it. Atmosphere, I'm giving that a 1. I was definitely completely involved with all this and really sucked in and being like, I want more of this. I really, really do. Runtime, you bet your ass it's getting a fucking 1. It was straight to the point. It was great. It did not waste any time at all. And as soon as you got that payoff, it ended pretty much right there where you wanted it to. And for the effects, there really wasn't a lot, but this also kind of ties into Creature, with the visual effects. And I'm going to give it the same thing I gave that, which is a 0.75. Overall, I really, really dug this. I love cosmic horror, and it's definitely something that's not easily done. And that's why it's not done a lot. Because, what is cosmic horror? What do you define it other than, like, what Lovecraft has written, Because he's supposedly the granddaddy of cosmic horror. But I feel like whatever they were trying to go off of felt great. And in some ways, it felt kind of refreshing. I don't know.
What's your rating for atmosphere?
I think I get that a 1. I think.
Yeah, he got a 4.5.
Okay, I missed. Yeah, that's what I missed. 4.5. Okay.
Yeah, a 1.75, 1.75.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The reason why Matt Sears sounds so familiar, Lil D, is the very first Tales from the Barrens, we covered a short called Catch Your Breath.
Oh, he did
When
that?
he do that?
And he did that
Oh,
one.
nice.
shit.
He has a couple of them. He has a Charlie Boy, there's Tabitha, the Sky. I'm sure we're going to... Oh, yeah, his whole IMDb is nothing but shorts.
That's awesome.
I'm sure
Nice.
we're going to...
That's
Very
awesome.
nice.
I'm sure we're gonna dive right into that.
Yeah. I guess we'll go right over to you, Big D.
All right. So, story. You're right. We did get a lot of story in this, and that was all because of her narration.
Yes.
We learned that she is questioning her faith because she hasn't been given any type of sign that because what happened to her loved one, that everything's going to be okay. This is the second week in a row that we've done a short where people question their faith. So that's all I'm going to say because it's the one you haven't seen
Right.
yet, Anna.
I figured as much, yeah.
So, but as for that, I'm giving story a 0.75.
Fair enough.
Because, we get a lot. Like, we get her sorrow, the stress in her life. Like, I did all this for fucking you. Where are you at? Type of thing. But that's a lot of people in religion. Like, that's the big question they always have is, what about me? Like, I've done all this. What you said you'd take care of me. Creature. That's where I veer from you a little bit. We don't see what she sees. All we see is that giant black cloud when she's like in her tunnel vision. So, I'm lumping my creature in. I'm giving the grade I'm giving it is the same grade I'm giving with effects.
That was kind of the same thing with me too.
And I'm giving the creature a 0.5 because we don't see what she sees, but we see that she is seeing it.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like that a lot. Atmosphere. We're just sitting in we're sitting on a park bench with her, dude. Nothing too crazy with me. I'm giving that a 0.5 as well.
Fair enough.
Runtime, that's an absolute 1. Dude, I already told you I was relieved when I seen this and it was under 30 minutes. So, yeah, I was pretty stoked on that. And effects. Lumping in the visual effects we see with the clouds and all that shit. And then when it cuts back to her face, and it's elongated, her eyes are gray. I loved that.
Yeah.
That's getting a 1 from me. So, which is me giving this short a 3.75.
Very nice.
All right.
And makes our aggregate a 4.08.
Wait, you didn't do yours.
I was gonna say, Anna, you didn't give yours.
Oh fuck!
yet,
I wrote
girl.
it. I wrote it down, and that's why I did the aggregate. My bad. But that is our okay. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Scratch that.
I
I already
see what you
had
mean.
my.
You haven't-
I knew my score, so I already totaled it. Okay, so
Okay.
story.
And it's you.
Okay, story. This is definitely getting a 1. I struggle with religion. I have my whole life. I live in the Bible Belt. I've experienced, religion shame if you don't feel as strongly as others. And, coming from an addiction background and getting clean, that's a lot of things I saw with people in the kind of same boat I was in, where we're going through a program where we're expected to give thanks and praise to God. It was hard for me personally because I feel like I'm the one doing the work. I'm the one doing this is coming from me. Obviously, other people feel like God gives you strength to do that. That's where I struggle. And so I definitely related to this woman where she's like, this person I love not only died, but died in a horrible way. I kind of took it as like an accident happened, and this thing that she was following wasn't loyal enough to her to protect him or her, whoever this person was. So that's why she's blaming him or it, like I've followed you my whole life. And what do I have to show for it? Nothing. You know, it's kind of like you get toward the end of your life and you ask yourself, well, what the fuck have I done? And I think that's what she's doing. So for Creature, I actually gave it a null because I do agree with Big D a bit because I don't feel like we actually see a creature. And it took me a minute to realize what was going on because she has her eyes closed the whole time she's at this like altar thing and she's praying, and we're seeing shots of her, like the camera in front of her face with her eyes closed. Then we're getting shots of behind her eyelids. It took me a minute to realize what that was. I was like, what is he filming? Like, what's this shot? And I was like, fuck, it's the other side of her eyes. What she's seeing while she's praying. So then once she starts talking shit, then it decides to come out and say, no, I am real, and you just showed your cards that you really don't have faith at the end of the day. And I'll lump my score with that into effects. So I did give that creature thing a null. Atmosphere, I did give it a 1 because being in the woods and alone and with everything going on, nobody can really help her. I feel like even if somebody was there, nobody would help her. Nobody would be able to because of how powerful this thing, entity, whatever you want to call
And
it,
what
is.
if they don't see that either, you know?
Exactly. It's because they don't have faith. They don't know it even exists. Runtime, definitely a 1. 6 minutes, 15 seconds. I mean, you can't get any better than that, really.
15 seconds.
No. 6 minutes and 15 seconds is way better than 15 because I get more story, Dustin. So?
Yeah. Hey, we already agreed we have to be on our best behavior since she's
That is true. I'm sorry. I'm speaking out of line.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get back in line.
Which, so effects are obviously a 1 because once this god, you want to call it thing, whatever, once it does show up, I was right there with her. I was transfixed on my TV looking at all the colors and like, oh shit, this thing is real. I was kind of feeling like she was feeling. And just for it to kind of, just from where it starts to where it ends, it's like I'm not going to do it any kind of justice trying to describe it. None of us will. Go watch the short. But the effects on this is a solid 1. Even if we didn't see her face and what it looked like, I would still give it a 1 based on that. So
imagine if the shot was from like here down, and we just see like the mouth like gaped open to here.
Ooh,
That would
that'd
be
be cool. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's kind of like a long leg situation.
Oh yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
So that gives me a 4 altogether, which makes our aggregate a 4.08.
Hell yeah. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was good. I did like it.
Yeah.
We'll see about next week.
We both went.
I'm playing with fire over here, everybody.
Wow.
Get it, man.
Okay, so the next short on the list is mine. It's called Terrible Things. It is 9 minutes and 55 seconds, just skirted under that 10-minute line. But like I said, I found this in my horror short rabbit hole I went down a while back. And forgive me, Mike Lombardo, I still have not watched White Doomsday, but this gave me strong White Doomsday vibes just from what you guys have said, like the still images I saw. And I was like, I immediately got those kind of vibes. Also, like Arrival, A Quiet Place, just to show you where I'm going. But it's very apocalyptic. We start out with a woman. It's very foggy. I love the colors in this, as dark and gray as it is. And she's in all black. She's got everything on her skin covered, and she's wearing a gas mask. And I do love the little piece of duct tape that's on it. You know, like she obviously, I'm sure gas masks are hard to come by in the apocalypse, so you just got to go with what you got. But what I love about this is that I do love like zombie apocalypse movies, any kind of apocalyptic type tale I enjoy because I like to see what kind of humanity that situation brings out of people or lack thereof. So in this short, we see this woman, it feels like a scene out of a movie. Like this is just one scene out of a bigger movie, and we're seeing her stop at this house. And she stops at this house. She sees a grave outside. And she goes in, and obviously she's scavenging too. And she sees a man who has killed himself on his couch, but he's just swallowed some sleeping pills. We get shots of that. And there's a picture in his hand of him and a little boy. And obviously that's who was buried. We put two and two together and realized that that's who was buried in the front yard. Something happened to this boy. The father couldn't cope, and it's the end of the world already. So, I mean, I would do the same thing, if I'm being honest. If I was in an apocalyptic situation and my kid died, I would literally have no other reason to live. So I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
So she kind of stays there overnight because she's found shelter. She gets the fire going. She takes her gear off and has a moment where she's just talking to this dead body. And there's no telling how long it's been since this woman has talked to another human or seen another human. And she's just longing for that, you know, kind of goes back to Fishwife, what I liked about that. There's a moment in this where there's a whole monologue of her talking to this man about how, oh, I understand why you did what you had to do because I've had to do that too, these terrible things. Like she even says that in the short, which I really dug. And she tells, oh, yep, he said it. He said the thing. Or she, so she tells this man corpse that, you know, she's had to do the same thing. She had a daughter and how, you know, these children should be learning about, you know, butterflies and gentle things and not in this horrible world that we're living in now. Mm-hmm. And so the scene ends, night ends the next day. She gets up and she's leaving and she walks outside. It's foggy again. She's still in full gas mask gear. We get a shot of this fucking monster. When I tell you guys I was shocked to see something like this in a short film, it really surprised me of like, they went for it. And I don't know if it was digital effects. I thought it could have been miniature work. There's a very strong possibility of that because of, you know, budget, obviously. Either way, it looked fantastic. These monsters are huge in comparison to us people. Like, I'm talking not even up to an ankle on these things. Like Godzilla. They kind of have like a pterodactyl kind of looking head, like a pointy thing, and they've got arms. They have like a hand, like kind of finger things like this. The way their fingers, they're doing the Spock. I'm in peace. It's weird, but it really shocked me and made my mouth drop. That I was like, holy fuck! Like it made me think of Arrival in a good way. And I love this woman. She kind of very slowly reaches behind her and pulls out a little axe. I was like, bitch, what is that going to do?
I thought the same thing.
That's not going to do anything. But I mean, I'd probably do the same thing in that situation. Just have something to arm yourself, you know.
That's my food.
Yeah, but we get, that's the last shot we get of this big creature. And it kind of, we don't really see her anymore. I guess that maybe that's a way to show like this is what the world is now. These people are nothing and minuscule, but that's all we get in this short. And I love it. I think it's great. It truly feels like a scene out of a movie. We're just watching one scene clipped out of a movie and the rest of the movie somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So to the scare scale, story is definitely a 1. Like I said, I love apocalyptic stuff and what we can discuss with things like that with people and how they're coping with said apocalypse. Creature, 100% a 1 because I was just absolutely blown away. I truly was by the effects in this, and the creature design was really, really interesting. Atmosphere is also a 1. It's not somewhere I would want to be. I don't want to be living. I hated wearing a mask during COVID, even though I did it. You know, I hated it, but I did it. So having to wear a gas mask all the time just to keep yourself alive would suck. You know, so and plus just being in the apocalypse as it is and being alone, that's scary. So definitely a 1. Runtime is definitely a 1. And effects are a 1. This is a 5er for me.
That's a 5er for old Anna
Wow.
over there.
It's a 5er.
There you go. Fuck yeah, dude.
I really, really love this. And then I wrote down this quote because she says in that monologue when she's talking to the the dead man. Mommy, tell me what it was like before the world hated us. And that really, like, even hits home now. I could hear a kid asking a parent that now with the way the world is. What was it like before the world hated us? And I really, really loved this short. It was awesome. So this time we will start with Big D. What did you think about Terrible Things?
All right, so Terrible Things I am not new to.
Oh, really?
I have previously seen this short because when we first started doing this, you know, you guys, I'd give you you give me prompts and I'd search for a short.
Oh.
I came across this one and watched it, and I wasn't feeling it.
Okay.
Like when I was, because it didn't fit with the other ones I had already written down. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Just, the vibe was not there. It just didn't go with me.
Right.
Glad I waited to rewatch it.
Tee.
So, first things first. This short film was made on a $3,000 budget.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
It's all that fog.
Yeah, well, it had to be the digital effects. Like, that creature looked amazing. It reminded me a lot of, like, Shadow of the Colossus or Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, those type of monsters. And who's to say, Anna, like, maybe that's not the first one she's taken down. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, maybe she has, like, a science to it, man. But, no, I looked into this short before. But rewatching it again, I had actually rated the story a lot lower until you just talked about it.
Oh, that makes me feel good.
Because there's a lot that I missed. Not that I wasn't paying attention, it's just, I guess, just shit I didn't catch.
Well, we all interpret stuff different ways as well.
Exactly. So, finding out that the whole monologue she had was her talking to this dead guy, I was like, wow, okay. And when she goes on about her speech about how she wishes when kids were kids that they were learning about butterflies and all this and that, and she goes, but it's sad now because I see children being born and they're breathing in this ash.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck.
It's a beautiful monologue. Yeah.
Yeah. But she sells it to me. Anna sold it to me. I'm giving the story a 0.75.
Hell yeah.
Seeing the cross out front, you know, the little boy, she goes, and how she's talking about her daughter's birthday. Mm-hmm. She's like, you know, my daughter's birthday, or not birthday, it was Halloween. She wanted to be a ballerina, a superhero, a something and a something. So her mom made Captain Ballerina as like this character for her daughter to play. And she goes, and it's sad because I don't even have a picture of her.
Yeah, that broke me, dude. Broke me.
So that conversation gives it a 0.75. Mm-hmm. That creature, when it moves, fuck, it's awesome. Creature gets a 1 from me.
Yeah, buddy.
Looks amazing. I already said it looks like Shadow of the Colossus. Imagine, like, what's the Mist?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
where you see, like, the legs walking and you don't see the actual scale of this fucking monster, you know? Atmosphere, I love the post-apocalyptic, and you brought it up at the very beginning. Mike's Dreaming of a White Doomsday.
Yep.
That's immediately what I thought of when I seen the show.
Same.
So that gets a 1 for me.
Yay.
Runtime was perfect. Gets a 1. What was it? It was under 9 minutes, or it's right under 10 minutes.
9:55.
Right under 10 minutes. It was a breeze. She doesn't talk for like the first 2 minutes either. Like, it's just her doing shit, which I really like. I like when it's visually driven story, and then she has her big story time, and then goes about her business.
That's all the dialogue is her monologue. It's all that's said. Yeah.
And the effects are a 1. It
looks great.
Everything, the dystopia, the creature, her getup, I really like. So yeah, it's a 1. So that gives me a 4.75.
Yay! I'm glad I could turn you around from the first watch.
my story was a 0.25.
Oh, I sold it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was because I didn't catch a lot of the shit you said, but thinking about it, I'm looking at the IMDb too because I was looking up other stuff that they've done. Seeing pictures too had definitely helped. So,
yeah. Little D?
so little D, bring us home with your score.
Hell yeah. So you brought up The Mist, and that's what I was thinking the whole time watching this. I love The Mist, and that ending of that movie just fucks me up every single time. It is the worst ending.
The worst.
In cinema.
Thomas Jane!
Ever. Yeah, let's go over to story. And this, since becoming a parent, now being a parent for 7 years, a lot of movies that involve kids or talking about kids or anything like that, it hits me so hard. So with the whole monologue that she gives and talking about her daughter and how she doesn't have a picture of her and how kids are being brought into this awful world, which you can totally relate to what's happening now.
No doubt, yeah.
It's very relevant, whether it's in an apocalyptic setting or not. So it's getting a 1. And for creature, I do really dig the creature design, but it was just reminding me so much of the Mist, and I was like, to me, it's not original, but for it being a short film, for them to do something on that scale, it's pretty impressive. But with that being said, I'm going to give it a 0.75. Just because it reminded me of so many other things. Like, I would have loved something maybe a little bit more original. But that's just me being me, and I'm always the one that has to go and say something like that on a movie. Sorry, Beth.
Yeah, showed you with so many lefts, you'd be begging for rights, dude.
Yes. And then we're going to go over to Atmosphere. I thought Atmosphere was great. The whole tone of it. We're talking about it. I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday. Gave me vibes of that too. While also mixing in stuff of The Mist. Both really fucking sad movies at the end of the day. And this is a very sad short. It's a scary sad short because it's a lot to do with reality. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a 1. And for runtime, that's a 1. And for the effects, for it being 3,000 that we said, and there's a lot of fog, and also the use of whatever interior that they were using for that room or building, I thought was laid out amazing. I thought it was beautifully put together. This girl talking to this very, very, very deceased person that's literally bones but a little bit of flesh still there. Crazy. And the whole outside scope and the creature, that's getting a 1. So that's also going to leave me with a 4.75. I thought that was it was a pretty good short. Very terrifying.
That might be in our top 5 now. Let's see. It's a 4.83. I think
That's
we have
definitely in
another.
the top.
We have
top
another
effort.
one of those. I believe we have 2 of those. I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fishwife is 4.83.
Yeah.
It's tied.
That's good. But my problem with this is Lil D's problem too, man. This is an alter one.
Why is that a problem though?
I said
The thumbnail.
Yeah, she didn't
of
listen to the last
this
episode,
short,
so
It gives away.
it gives it
Gives
away.
it away.
It's not
Oh.
just this one; it's all of
all
them.
Yeah.
the thumbnails ruin it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I love Alter, but please.
Yeah, Alter, quit doing that. Like, come on. That's
Yeah,
a
tell
good
him, Anna.
point.
Yeah,
Because
tell
now
him.
that you guys mentioned that, I was thinking that too. Same thing with the armoire and the chair and the other side of the box. The armoire.
Yeah. It's like, I love the platform and what they're
Yeah.
doing over there, but Jesus
Quit spoiling! You are literally spoiling the short.
Just put the fucking title there.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Give us a black card with whatever font you want to use on the poster and slap her up there. You don't have to tell us the whole movie in the thumbnail.
And they'll argue, but that's what sells the video.
Bullshit. I disagree.
No. I click on it because of me wanting to watch what the name of it is.
Exactly.
For the most part,
Alrighty. Big D? Bring us home.
I brought the dairy, baby.
The derriere.
All right.
Who's got that Miak?
The Miak. Some
It's
milk.
it's out of season for some Miak.
That is true.
So I brought a little short film called Milk, directed by Santiago Mangini. Mm-hmm. I don't know what drew me to it. Like the thumbnail, I like the font. That might have been it. It might have been one of those things. It was like a one word. It was like slash or share or the Grinch.
Yeah.
You know, one word names. So I was like, I'll give it a try. And the short opens up with this house. It has to be modern times.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
No, I'm lying. It can't be modern time because they don't do what's in this anymore. But you see this little boy. I think his name's Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel.
I know where you're going. Okay. Yeah.
Walks downstairs like every fucking teenage. You can't tell me none of you guys did this either, or didn't do this. I drank straight from the carton.
Oh, hell yeah.
I still do. I still do.
That's fine. But as he's drinking from the carton, you notice on the back of it there's this missing poster.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what I feel like dates this.
Gotta be like maybe 90s?
But that's like the only thing that dates it, though. Everything else
only
feels modern.
But there's nothing else in it that is relevant. Like there's no
That's
technology
true.
in this
Yeah.
short.
Very true.
So, other than the refrigerator, but we don't get a good look at it, you know, like. But he's sitting there and he's drinking out of the fucking. It's got to be 11:30, 12 o'clock, maybe midnight, drinking milk straight from the carton, and then he just hears in the shadows, dude. And the look that Anna just gave us is the look that he makes, because he looks to his right and didn't see his mom standing there. It's got to be the 80s because she's smoking in the fucking
She's
house.
smoking in the house, drinking some liquor.
Yeah, she's smoking in the house, dude. And she goes, "Get a glass to pour your milk in."
Yeah.
And she's just it's weird because like we don't see from her head down to about her waist is all engulfed in darkness. We don't see any of it. We just see like the bottom of her moo-moo and her knees, you know. And they're having this conversation. And out of nowhere, she turns around and looks at him and she goes, "Don't go outside." Why the fuck? Do I look like I'm about to go outside?
I just came to get a drink. I'm going back to bed.
Yeah, I was thirsty.
I'm playing some
Shit.
video games.
Video games.
Shit. As they're talking, Daniel has his cup of milk. He hears his mom call for him, but it's not the one he's talking to. You hear it in the distance, and he looks in the direction of the conversation of the mom calling, and he's like, "How did you do that?" And she does it again. And when he looks over and you see half of her body sticking out of the door, like looking at him.
Dude.
But it's the same thing. It's the same fucking thing. But while that's happening, the mom to the right in the shadows emerges. Comes out of the shadows looking like fucking Zelda from Pet Sematary.
She didn't look that bad. She just looked a little like she'd been up a few days of drinking. She's on a bender.
Oh, she looks like she's scary as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
But she's like, "Daniel, do not go over there." The mom in the corner is like, or the mom down the hall is like, "Hey, come here. I need to talk to you right now." This kid's like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" All while that's happening, the mom that came out of the shadows gets closer and closer to Daniel and puts her hands on his shoulders. And she's like, "You just grew up too fast. Why are you, don't grow up, like don't do this." And the mom starts walking down the hallway as well. While that mom's walking down the highway, the mom that's holding on to his shoulders, shit-eating grin on her face at this point. Like, she starts cheesing. Like, oh my God, she's in fucking cahoots with this other thing. And when that other thing finally makes its way out of the shadows, the best way I can put this what it looks like is, in the 2017 It movie, the thing that comes out of the painting.
That's
Yeah.
what I thought too. I swear on everything.
It doesn't look as animated as that one does, but it looks. God damn it! I would shit bricks.
Uh-huh.
This kid's cup of milk turns pitch black. And after that, she's like the moms, they're going back and forth with, you grew up too fast. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing
Yeah.
that? He drops the cup of milk. And then we start hearing crying. The mom that had her hands on Daniel's shoulders is now coddling a newborn. And then when the glass hits the ground and turns back to white milk, everyone's gone. And that is the end of the short.
It zooms the fuck out for a really long time too.
Yeah.
Dude,
Why did you grow up so fast?
Yeah, it freezes on it freeze frames on the scene and pulls back and you don't see anyone there. But dude, I am so happy I came across this short. So, without further ado, Anna, where are we going?
To the scare scale.
Is the next short going to be called Eggs?
It's called Cereal, is the next one. Yeah.
Cereal.
But for me, all right, so the story is a straight up 1. Hearing this banter between the moms and the son, and I want to get this straight, it's the same actress doing both, so it's not like he has 2 moms, which is fine,
Yeah.
but it's like it's 2 of the same mom.
Yeah.
So
This one's slightly altered in a weird way.
Yeah.
one's bald as fuck. So, stories of 1. Just hearing them go back and forth. He just wanted to get a fucking drink of milk. He was thirsty, midnight thirst.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I don't know about you guys, but when you drink milk, do you get after it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of cotton mouthy? You have to chase
Yeah,
it
if you
with
drink too
something
much
else?
of it, at least for me.
I can't drink milk before bed because my mouth dries. Yeah, it feels gummy.
Oh yeah.
So, Creature, this lady at the end is fucking awesome. 1. That's getting a 1 from me, man. The atmosphere. I love this house. I love that it's not we kind of tried to date it with the milk carton, but it's also one of those. It doesn't feel too old. It doesn't feel too modern. And you're stuck in the middle of this conversation with this boy. Atmosphere gets a 1 for me as well.
Boy.
Boy.
Boy,
I said boy.
I said.
I said.
Runtime, dude. What was it? It was under. This one was under 10 minutes as well.
9
Yep,
minutes
there.
and 27 seconds.
Perfect. It's a 1.
Damn.
And the effects. This lady's face. Disgusting. The lady that's engulfed in the shadows for half of her time on screen. Beautiful. I love the cup of milk when it's just, and his hand changes to black. And it's not like a whoosh, black, you see it it's like someone stirring it like Nesquik type of thing. And then when he drops it, it goes right back to white. I really like that too. Effects is a 1 for
A
me.
5 for this guy.
This one is a fucking 5. Dude.
Damn.
It is the right amount of eerie. And I'm looking at another one that this guy did called Intruders,
I've seen that thumbnail.
where it's got the dude peeking in the
Uh-huh.
door. It's going on the list, if it already isn't.
I haven't watched it. I saw it, I think today when I was rewatching the shorts, it came up. Might have been after this.
Yeah. So, no, this is a 5 for me.
Damn. Hell yeah, bro.
5 for me.
Nice.
Little D, let's see what you got.
All right. So when I clicked on this one, or at least I saw the name of milk. What the fuck? What did you?
Oh, shut
where
up,
did you pull
heck.
this thing out of? But no, the thumbnail was really cool. It was not an altered thumbnail. Okay, we didn't get spoiled of anything on this, which
There was no spoiled milk.
yes.
But
But going over to story, yeah, I thought this was very well written in a way. It was definitely creepy, 100% creepy. If you were this boy's age, or maybe even still our current ages, if we were to go down,
Now!
and our mom is saying, don't go outside or come over here, and then you hear another mom say, come over here, and then you hear them say, you grew up too fast. Get me out of there. Get me out. So that's going to be a 1 for me for story. Creature, definitely well done. I would even argue that the house itself was a fucking creature because of just how
Sure. Character
just
itself. Yeah.
crazy the lighting and everything was in there, and how it kind of played with what was going on. That's going to be a 1 for me. Then I'm going to go over to atmosphere. As much as I really did enjoy this short, there were points in it where I thought some of the tension was kind of dropped. Maybe it was just going on a little too long for certain things. So with that being said, I'm going to give it a 0.75. I didn't overall enjoy what I was given, but I think there was some things that probably could have been tweaked in a way to just keep the tension all the way through. Runtime, damn right, it's getting a fucking 1. And for effects, that goes into the whole milk being turned black and then falling and then going from black to white, and then just how they used lighting and maybe some visual effects that they were doing for the OG mom, I'll say, of her in the shadows and then coming out and then doing how she was and then kind of turning back to normal. That there was some kind of like a weird transition there that I thought was pretty fucking creepy.
You're talking about Maureen Prescott, right? That's who you're talking about?
Yeah. And then then the other mom, the actual creepy, came out of the cellar doing whatever. Now my head's all fucked up.
She was in the cave with the Dissect people.
She was. I'm going to go ahead and give that a 1 as well, which leaves me with a 4.75.
Very nice.
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 Anna, let's hear it, man. What did you think about milk?
So so I want to ask first, like, what do we think happened? Like, what do we think this is?
Some kind of weird nightmare?
Do we think it's some kind of
It could be a nightmare, but I mean, there's missing people. This creature, I think this is a creature of habit because there's missing people on the back of this milk carton, and I looked into that too. Like I was like, do we see them anywhere? Are they talked about? Like I looked at that milk carton very closely, and there's like it's not the boy because that would have been like the telltale like the dead giveaway that he like what's happening.
I think the milk is poisoned.
So
went bad.
My first thought when this short first started and I first start hearing whoever saying the other mother saying Daniel, I thought and because the mom says don't go outside, I thought it was a mimic. I thought there was a mimic outside mimicking the mother, and the real mom knows this, so that's why she doesn't want him to go out, obviously. Maybe they live in Appalachia too.
There you go. These two women have to be in cahoots. Like it has to be some type of projection.
I was thinking like some kind of like postpartum like psychosis kind of thing.
Maybe.
Or like a postpartum depression, or because they both start saying you just grow up too fast. Why do we get that shot of the baby? Is he really that age? And maybe she's thinking in the future because she's crazy, or is she just remembering?
I think she's just too fucking drunk.
That could be it too. She's been up for how many days?
20.
Yeah. If she's on a bender, then yeah. Could be some kind
And
of...
her only diet is liquor.
Yeah.
Butthole liquors.
Bunghole liquors. Okay, so the story, because I feel like I can't decipher it, I'm giving it a 0.5. Okay. That doesn't mean I think it's bad, but I can't put my finger on... I can't figure out what my explanation of it is. You know? The creature's definitely getting a 1 because it was scary as shit. And the real mom was scary too. Just her being in the shadows, I was freaked out. So you can argue that she's a creature as well. Atmosphere, 100% a 1. I was scared through the whole short. Runtime, obviously a 1. because it's under 10 minutes and it told a lot in 9.5 minutes. And the effects are also a 1 because, once again, the other mother is super scary. And the effects on her, like, we don't just get a shot, like, we get a long moments of this creature and her laughing and her, there's a lot with it. So, yeah, this gives me a 4.5 altogether, which makes our aggregate for milk 4.75.
That's some good milk.
Hell yeah.
I don't know though. I don't know if that was some good milk. It was black, dude.
Yeah, so
Shoot.
what's the average for tonight's episode?
Let's see.
I always forget that we do that now. We average
Oh,
out all of it.
I haven't been doing that actually.
But I'm always also curious for anybody who's listening to this.
4.55. 4.55.
4.55? Good.
Nice.
Along with us, when you guys listen to these episodes, wherever you, or if you're watching it on YouTube, or if you're doing it on an audio platform, go ahead, comment down below. Let us know what you rank this on the scare scale. That's something I think would be really fun, Just let us know. Is it something that you really dug? Sometimes we have stuff on here that, out of the three of us, that might be one of us, like today, with Anna, but this one's like the story. I don't understand.
Right.
But I really want to know what other people's averages are, and then maybe at the end of the week or something, I'll go in there and just tally up whatever you guys have and see what your averages is for the audience. An audience average. That would be fucking cool. So go ahead and do that, guys. That'd be fun.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, that does it for Tales from the Barrens number 9. We are coming up on 10, guys. I'm digging these shorts. This is a fun segment we do every week. And I think we're just going to keep going up from here.
Hell yeah.
I got a banger planned for 10.
Yeah, the one I watched last night, Cookie with a K. I'm already going to tell y'all it's Cookie with a K.
Milk and cookies.
Cookie.
That would have been a great duo.
It's actually really funny. Earlier too, you were saying you said that the next thing would be cereal. There actually is
There's
a horror
short
movie,
film, Milk and
Cereal.
Milk and Cereal.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's on
interesting.
YouTube.
It's an hour long, so it's not a short film, but it's a I think the budget on it was like $150.
Yeah, it was really. It's a channel like these friends do a lot of stuff together, and that was just one of the ones that they did that popped off. I highly recommend it.
Nice. Very nice.
Not bad.
Let's see. We've got we're finishing up Monster Mash March / Big D's birthday month. We covered the Descent this week, and next week. Did you tell? Are you going to tell, or are we just leaving it a surprise? We're going to leave it a surprise.
It's
going to be a surprise, but it's going to be a banger. Hopefully, I have not seen it. Lil D and I are also over on Patreon and YouTube reviewing season 3 of Yellow Jackets. I'm kind of fed up with these bitches at the moment. I hope they can turn that around for me by the end of the season, because I really love the show, but I'm so frustrated with what's going on right now. And we'll talk about that more on the episodes, and you guys can hear our discussions there if you're watching along. If you are, let us know what you're thinking so far. If you're feeling the way I'm feeling, I think Dustin's just along for the ride. He's enjoying it for the most part, but he's still got some questions, and we're trying. We need some answers with stuff.
I just want my theory to fucking come true, man.
I know. That's
all I want.
We might see something next episode. That's all I'm saying, just based on the preview I watched.
Yeah, I'm
Shit's
so
gonna
afraid to
go
watch
down.
those.
They don't give away. They don't give away a whole lot. They do just enough to get me excited. That's why I keep watching them. They don't really spoil anything.
Heard that.
So and I've watched them the whole time I've watched the show. So I trust it now that I can know now that okay, they definitely didn't spoil anything. So that's why I keep doing it. But what else we got going on, Big D? Anything you want to mention?
I sure do. We will be collectively together at Salem Horror Fest this year.
You put me in your bag?
Yeah. Well, no, we're going to see you.
Oh,
because
that's
you're
right.
already there.
I'm putting you in my bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have become official sponsors of the event. Well, one of them, which is fucking sick, and they have given us press passes, so we will be at the event from beginning to end at some iteration.
Yes.
With all three of us. But we will be having there'll be coverage from the event by us, either dropping on Patreon or immediately there. We'll do Instagram lives, whatever. There are a ton of short films that have been announced, and I'm really excited for Frankenbabes, dude.
Me too. I saw them post about that today.
Andrew Bowser, I loved Onyx the Fortuitous so much. And seeing his Frankenbabes short film pop up was fucking awesome. I have to look it up again, but there's one that looks like it's stop motion, which I'm really thrilled about.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing more research
But
than me.
We'll be there with that. We do have a brand new shirt out from Derek Eyeball Soup. And while we're at Salem Horror Fest, we may or may not have our Tales from the Barrens shirt available.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, my eyeball almost popped out.
Put the thing back in.
But yeah. Anna, what do you got cooking over on Give Me Back My Action and Horror Movies?
We just did Big Trouble in Little China for the 200th, and we're coming up on Anna April, where I get to pick all the movies, and I'm very excited. And these goobas are going to be joining me for an episode. Fucking goobas.
Fucking guys.
They're going to be joining me over there for an episode, and it's going to be fun. It's all bangers, in my opinion. Humble opinion.
Hell
Hell yeah.
yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Over on Flicks and Friends, we had just put out the letter I in our AB season, and I is for Idle Hands. So, pretty stoked on that. Horror, stoner comedy.
That's a good one.
Ton of fun. It was a ton of fun revisiting. So, Lil D, what do we got cooking over here?
Other than what we said for Salem Horror Fest and Yellow Jackets, you guys can go ahead and support us on Patreon. You guys get episodes up to a week early. And another thing that we are trying to push is this: if you guys are on audio platforms, please go ahead and rate us, share us, like us, comment. Nice comments, please. And on YouTube, we're pushing.
Yes, we have intros.
we're pushing over the 300 subscriber mark. We're getting closer and closer to that big old 500. And I'm really, really stoked for that. And just to tie into what we're doing tonight for Tales, if you guys have any short films, email us at the bhopodcast@gmail.com. Send us your shorts. We want to see them. Even if it doesn't get on the show, we still want to watch them. There's a lot that we go through and sift through to give you guys some quality content over here and things that we enjoy. So please, even if it's a college short, we've covered one of those last week. We want to see them because I want to see what you guys are doing out there. I think my favorite form of art other than music is cinema, and you can tell so much in a short film. So please, please, please email us, or if you see us on any of the socials, go to DM us, or whatever it may be, tag us in something, and we will go ahead and look at your short. But other than that, that's pretty much all we have. It's been a very, very packed week, and our next month and following is going to be even crazier. So thank you guys so much for being here. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Later.